Clover Stieves, formerly known as Clover, Musikfest 2026, Levitt Pavilion stage, August 5th. I apologize. Musikfest is like I talked to a couple people, a 10-day long blur. Anyway, Clover Stieves is both solo acoustic and with her full band is on my overall favorite bands list. Go back into the archives, check music reviews, or do a search for Clover, and you'll see why. Tonight's performance, it was a 1-hour set, kind of like really caught me by surprise, and not necessarily in the best ways. The reason why is she's the type of performer where, okay, she'll keep things mellow for a while, and then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, really kick it up a level, kick up the energy, and just like explode on the stage. Now, Clover, she is a multi-talented singer, songwriter, and musician, switching between acoustic guitar and keyboard. But tonight's performance, honestly, okay, she started off where it was just a instrumental band playing, and she starts off by dancing onto the stage. I'm like, yep, we're good. See where it goes from here. Wait for some surprises. Well, after about 20 minutes, by about the halfway mark into the set, honestly, it was kind of like, and I really hate to do this to any musician or band, but this is the reality of it. And please check the videos. Where I just kind of tuned it out to a point, and at one point I was scrolling through Instagram, which at least a few thousand band reviews, lost track years ago. And being on my overall favorite band list, in the top of my overall favorite band list, including major recording artists, it just, it's like one song after another. It was like this basically hour-long, mellow, almost like love song festival to a certain point. Now, Clover is one of those musicians who's a great storyteller, and her songs come from the best place, life experience. But like at one point, she did a song that she performed at her wedding for her husband during their vows. That's great, and it's great that you take it on that kind of personal level. But this is Levitt Pavilion, like the biggest free stage at Musikfest. You perform at least for myself, in my professional opinion, you perform at Levitt Pavilion. That's like, I love Zinziplots, all the stages are equal, but that's like, okay, boom, you've hit the peak of, outside of major performing artists, you've hit the peak of Musikfest. Large stage, like I said, check the photos and videos. And I mean, Clover, she couldn't, between singing and the music, she really couldn't use the stage. And here's another thing that really kind of, like, you have this big stage, right? And with the exception of 1 or 2 times during the show, and right at the end, which I didn't catch the video because by that point I'm like, okay, kind of like wrap it up. The band just kind of like stood there to a point, and it's like, okay, you have this huge stage. Granted, it's mellow. You're doing mellow. You're doing a more mellow, low-key set, but use it. As myself, I like to experience a band, not just like sit there and kind of like, okay, see them stand in one spot and just, okay, cool, clap when I'm supposed to. I really can't wait to see another performance, whether it's solo acoustic or full band by Clover Stieves. She's a truly talented and truly incredible singer, songwriter, musician. And I actually talked to one of the staff members, who, you know, because I know she experienced the same performance. And I said this to her, and she said, you know what? She said, you hit it dead on. And I'm not joking here. She said, I was talking to a couple of the people, and we agreed. She said that it was just like, okay, you know, you got to know the crowd to begin with. And Clover's, I've seen her at this is the third stage I've seen her at since in 4 years at Musikfest. Zinsenplatz on the north side, she exploded on that one. Musikfest, she kicked off, she performed at the preview night in 2025 at Musikfest Cafe. Again, it was the mix, it was the varying tone, it was going from, okay, real low key, you know, whether it was something personal, you know, about her life or love or whatever, to next song, boom. You know, slamming it with the energy of the power and energy of true rock. And so I actually had a couple of, you know, someone else agree with me. It's just, I don't know what happened on this one. Wrapping it up, even though this one's long, as usual. Clover Stieves, is one on your list where you have to experience at least one of her performances. In all honesty, really thinking about it, it was a great performance for a Wednesday night Musikfest. Opening weekend slammed. Kind of like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Monday, Tuesday, usually kind of like dead. Everybody's recovering and getting back to their life. Wednesday it starts picking up again. So the low key was, she did read to a point, know the audience, but we were just doing one song after another, and they all kind of blend together. And like I said, and people that know me, like, okay, if you were on Instagram during a band, you know, scrolling through Instagram during a band, that's bad. Check her out. Check out her music. She's truly incredible. And you have to experience one of her live performances. This one just didn't hit with me. Michael Phoenix, founder staff, FireCity Illusion. To your family and friends, please, as always, continue to stay safe. Wishing you only the best and much success in your lives.